Welcome to Get Motivated. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dream.
Hey guys, you all would have seen certain small startup companies surpass huge giant multinational companies. In sports, small teams would surprisingly triumph over huge and powerful teams. We wouldn't believe our ears when someone says that a team or a company has pushed the huge team or companies behind. Sometimes we don't consider less powerful, weak, and small people even worth a competition. And these people are called the underdogs. They are likely to have the least chance to win. We underestimate them. But we all should face that situation at some point in life. When we start something for the very first time amidst the powerful and successful people, we are all the underdogs. But these underdogs have been successful in spite of being looked down upon by the society. Today, I'm going to tell you a story about one such underdog that left me amazed. In the dim and distant past, there were two groups that wanted to combat with one another. But there was a mountain in between their combat land, and they had to climb the mountain to fight and win a battle. So they decided to do a single warrior combat. Single warrior combat was a tradition those days. They chose single warrior combat as there is no much loss of lives. He who wins the battle, his nation earns the victory. So, one of those troops sent a fighter with a huge giant warrior called Goliath, who was 7 feet tall and fully armored. The other team was terrified seeing that giant warrior. No warrior was ready for a combat against that giant. After understanding the situation, a shepherd called David volunteered to combat against the giant. The king was reluctant in sending him, but the shepherd said that he has killed lions and tigers that were trying to hunt his sheep. Finally, the king agreed to send him to the land, but he suggested to be well armored with a sword and a shield. The shepherd said that he cannot run carrying the armor and he is not trained to use his sword and a shield. Hence, he carried a shepherd's stick and a few stones. No one had any hopes on him. They thought that he is going to be killed. The shepherd reached the combat field. On seeing the shepherd, the giant felt insulted and that irked up his anger. The giant fumingly said, "Why have you brought sticks for a combat? Do I look like a dog to you? Just try coming here close to me. I'll tear you into pieces." The shepherd grabbed a stone, placed it on the sling and vigorously rotated it. And then he shot the sling aiming at the giant. The stone hit right between the giant's eyes and he fell on the ground. The shepherd quickly took the giant's wood and killed him. Seeing this, the people who belonged to the Goliath's troop were petrified and ran away. This story makes us all wonder how a shepherd managed to kill a giant. We all thought that it's impossible for an underdog to win. But David had all the possibilities to win. It is us who did not understand the story properly. Now let me explain. We all assumed David as a weaker person. Yes, the giant was big and David was small. Giant was an experienced fighter and David was just a shepherd. Giant was well armored, but the shepherd only carried a few stones and a stick. But this is where we all go wrong. Those days there were 3 types of warriors. First type was cavalry, the horsemen. Second type was infantry, the marching soldiers. Third type was artillery, the one with the bow and arrow. David falls under the category artillery. Slingers carry a pouch with a stone in it. They vigorously rotate the sling and aim it at their targets. This could be a dangerous weapon. It has the same potential as of today's 45mm handgun. This could easily kill the giant. Giant was a powerful infantry. The giant also expected another infantry to combat against him. David knew his strength and his weakness. He clearly knew that he was not trained for an infantry fight. He completely relied on his sling. We not only underestimated David's strength, but we also overestimated Goliath's strength. Did we even notice why Giant wanted someone to bring him to the battlefield when the shepherd came all alone? The giant also asked why he had brought sticks and mentioned stick in the plural form. That is because giant had a medical issue called giantism. Giants develop tumors in their brains that produces growth hormones excessively. Of course, it comes with side effects. Giant also suffered from double vision. We consider someone as a strong component or a person who is actually not. This applies to all the fields including education, sports, career, and business. Now let me relate this concept to our society. Small startup companies surpass huge multinational companies. The few giant companies do not have a foreseeing nature. They notice the changes in the market when it's too late. Nokia was a huge multinational company. They failed to foresee the technology called Android that was brought into the market. The company couldn't adapt to the new changes that were made as they did not foresee beforehand. They couldn't manage and lost their game. Only the stronger person wins, not the bigger person. The content is taken from the book David and Goliath. If you are interested in buying the book, kindly find the link that I've attached in the description box. If you find this video useful, kindly subscribe and share this video.